There is a symbol, older than the pyramids, more mysterious than the Sphinx, and more powerful than most could ever imagine. A symbol whispered about in ancient temples, carved into sacred relics, and woven into the very fabric of esoteric wisdom. You have seen it before, a single eye gazing outward, serene yet all-seeing. It is the Eye of Horus. But what if this symbol is more than just an Egyptian relic? What if it holds the key to a hidden truth, a secret so profound that it has been revered, imitated, and even feared for thousands of years? Some say it represents protection. Others claim it is a mystical formula, a mathematical key to the universe itself. But beneath these surface explanations lies something even deeper, an insight into the nature of perception, consciousness, and the divine forces that shape reality. Why did the ancient Egyptians inscribe it onto tombs and temple walls? What mystical energy did they believe it possessed? And why does this symbol reappear across cultures and epochs, from the all-seeing eye of Freemasonry to modern-day secret societies? In this journey, we will unravel the true meaning of the Eye of Horus, not just as a symbol, but as a gateway to hidden knowledge. We will explore its origins, its sacred mathematics, and how it may represent a lost understanding of human consciousness. And by the end, you may never see reality the same way again. Are you ready to awaken the eye? To truly grasp the power of the Eye of Horus, we must journey back in time, beyond recorded history, into an age where gods and men walked the same earth, where symbols were more than mere drawings. They were keys to hidden forces. In the heart of ancient Kemet, the land we now call Egypt, knowledge was sacred, guarded within temple walls, passed only to those deemed worthy. Among the most revered deities of this civilization was Horus, the falcon-headed god of the sky, son of Osiris and Isis, a divine warrior of light who battled against the forces of darkness. His eye was more than just a part of his body. It was a cosmic force, a tool of perception, power, and protection. The legend tells us that in an epic battle against Seth, the god of chaos, Horus lost his left eye. It was shattered into 6 pieces. But this was no ordinary injury. His eye was later restored by Thoth, the god of wisdom. And in this restoration, the Eye of Horus became something greater, a symbol of healing, knowledge, and spiritual enlightenment. But why 6 pieces? Here's where things take a fascinating turn. Each fragment of the broken eye corresponds to a mathematical fraction, a division of sacred proportions that aligns perfectly with the mystical understanding of the universe. The ancient Egyptians embedded these proportions into their art, their pyramids, even their understanding of consciousness itself. This is where modern science and ancient mysticism collide. Studies have shown that the Eye of Horus perfectly maps onto the human brain, particularly the pineal gland, which mystics and yogis have long called the third eye, the gateway to higher perception, intuition, and divine connection. Could it be that the Egyptians were encoding hidden knowledge of human consciousness? Were they aware that perception is not just about seeing, but about understanding? And if so, what did they truly see when they gazed through the Eye of Horus? As we continue, we will break apart the hidden meanings encoded within this ancient symbol and reveal why it remains one of the most powerful esoteric keys in history. The Eye of Horus is not just an artistic symbol, it is a map, a formula, and a portal to deeper knowledge. To the untrained eye, it may seem like a simple representation, but when we look closer, we begin to see layers of mathematics, mysticism, and metaphysical truth encoded within its structure. Let's begin with its mathematical significance, something that bridges the gap between the physical and the spiritual. The ancient Egyptians divided the Eye of Horus into 6 distinct parts, each representing a fraction: 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and 1/64. Together, these fractions add up to 63/64, almost a perfect whole, but mysteriously never quite reaching one. This missing fraction was not a mistake. The Egyptians believed that perfection belonged only to the divine. The eye, though nearly complete, represents the human journey, an eternal striving for enlightenment, but never fully attaining it in the physical world. Now, let's turn to its esoteric meaning. Each of these 6 sections of the eye was also assigned to one of the human senses, reinforcing the idea that perception goes beyond ordinary sight. The right side of the eye represents the sense of smell. The pupil represents sight, the power of clear perception. The eyebrow represents thought, the power of the mind to interpret what is seen. The left side of the eye represents hearing, suggesting a connection between vision and sound. The curled tail represents both taste, tying the act of nourishment to wisdom. The teardrop represents touch, the ability to feel both physically and spiritually. This is where things become even more profound. The Eye of Horus, in its full form, represents an awakened being, one who perceives reality beyond the physical senses. It is a symbol of what the Egyptians called Wadjet, meaning wholeness, protection, and divine insight. But here's something rarely discussed: the Eye of Horus as a blueprint for higher consciousness. If we compare it to the human brain, we see something remarkable. The shape of the eye perfectly mirrors the layout of key regions within the brain, specifically the thalamus, which processes sensory input, the corpus callosum, which connects the 2 hemispheres of the brain, and most importantly, the pineal gland, long believed by mystics to be the seat of the soul, or what many today call the third eye. Could this mean that the Egyptians were encoding not just an artistic representation, but a profound secret about human potential? Were they trying to teach that true vision is not just with the eyes, but with the mind and soul? This is where ancient knowledge and modern science begin to merge. The pineal gland is known to regulate melatonin, influence dreams, and, according to spiritual traditions, serve as a gateway to higher states of consciousness. And here's where the mystery deepens. In many esoteric traditions, it is said that the true power of the Eye of Horus is the ability to see beyond illusion, to awaken to the hidden reality behind the material world. But what does this mean in a practical sense? How can we use this knowledge to unlock deeper levels of perception and wisdom in our own lives? In the next section, we will explore the hidden teachings of the Eye of Horus, those that have been suppressed, distorted, or lost to time. If the Eye of Horus represents more than physical sight, if it is a key to higher perception, spiritual awakening, and cosmic understanding, then what hidden teachings have been lost or deliberately concealed? Across ancient mystery schools, the eye was regarded as a gateway to gnosis, true knowledge, beyond the limitations of the 5 senses. Egyptian priests, initiates of Hermetic wisdom, and later mystical traditions such as the Gnostics and Freemasons, all revered symbols of the all-seeing eye. But why? The reason is profound. The Eye of Horus represents the power to see beyond illusion, to awaken from the dream of the material world. In the Egyptian worldview, reality was not simply what one could see and touch. They spoke of Ma'at, a divine order underlying existence, a hidden structure beyond the physical. To see through the Eye of Horus was to perceive this order, to understand the forces shaping destiny, consciousness, and the universe itself. This is echoed in other ancient traditions. In Hinduism, the third eye of Shiva represents inner vision and enlightenment. In Buddhism, the awakened mind is called the Eye of Wisdom. In Christianity, esoteric interpretations of Jesus' teachings suggest that to be born again is to open the single eye that floods the body with light. Matthew 6:22. In Freemasonry, the all-seeing eye symbolizes divine awareness, placed above the unfinished pyramid, just as the human mind is constantly in a state of evolution and expansion. Could it be that this ancient knowledge has been hidden in plain sight? That secret societies, religious institutions, and power structures throughout history have obscured or distorted the true meaning of the eye? Consider this. Throughout history, symbols of the all-seeing eye have been co-opted by empires, secret orders, and governments. From the Great Seal of the United States, featuring the eye above the pyramid, to corporate logos and pop culture imagery, why does this symbol keep appearing? And more importantly, why does its untrue meaning remain misunderstood? Here is where the greatest secret lies. The Eye of Horus is not about control or external surveillance. It is about inner awakening. Those who truly understand its meaning do not use it to dominate others, but to liberate themselves from illusion. The Egyptian priesthood knew that perception shapes reality. If you can change how you see, you change what you experience. The Eye of Horus is a reminder that consciousness is the architect of the universe, that you are not just an observer of reality, but a co-creator of it. But how can we activate this hidden power in our own lives? How can we use the wisdom of the eye to heighten perception, strengthen intuition, and awaken higher awareness? In the next section, we will explore practical techniques and ancient methods to unlock the power of the Eye of Horus within yourself. Understanding the Eye of Horus is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is a key to activating higher perception in your own life. The ancients did not merely worship symbols. They used them as tools to expand consciousness, refine their intuition, and transcend the limitations of ordinary perception. So, how can we awaken the eye within ourselves? 1. Activating the inner eye through meditation. One of the most powerful ways to access the wisdom of the Eye of Horus is through focused meditation. This practice is designed to activate the pineal gland, also known as the third eye, which many believe is the seat of intuition and spiritual vision. Try this technique. Sit in a dark, quiet space, spine straight, hands resting comfortably. Close your eyes and focus your attention on the space between your eyebrows. Imagine a radiant blue or violet light beginning to glow in this area. Breathe deeply, in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowing your mind. With each inhale, visualize the light, expanding, opening like an eye. As you meditate, remain in stillness and observe any insights, images, or sensations that arise. This practice stimulates the pineal gland, sharpening intuition and allowing you to perceive reality beyond the surface level. Over time, you may notice heightened awareness, vivid dreams, and deep intuitive insights. 2. Seeing beyond illusion in daily life. The Eye of Horus teaches that true sight is not just about what we see, but how we interpret reality. To apply this, practice conscious perception throughout your day. Question the narratives you accept as truth, in media, in society, and even in your own mind. Train yourself to see patterns in life, recognizing synchronicities and hidden messages in everyday experiences. When faced with conflict or emotion, pause and observe instead of reacting. Ask yourself, what is the deeper truth behind this situation? The Egyptians believed that awakening the Eye of Horus allowed one to see reality as it truly is, not through the distortion of ego or fear, but through the clarity of wisdom and intuition. 3. Using sacred symbols for protection and guidance. In Egyptian mysticism, the Eye of Horus was also used as a protective amulet, guarding the wearer from harm and deception. You can incorporate this energy into your own life. Wear or carry an Eye of Horus talisman as a reminder to remain aware and intuitive. Place the symbol in your home or meditation space to invoke spiritual clarity and protection. When making an important decision, visualize the eye opening in your mind, guiding you toward truth. 4. The power of dreams and intuitive knowledge. The ancient Egyptians placed great significance on adult dreams, believing they were messages from the divine. Since the Eye of Horus is linked to the pineal gland and subconscious mind, you can use it to enhance your own dream awareness. Before sleeping, set an intention to receive insight from your dreams. Keep a dream journal by your bedside, writing down any symbols, visions, or feelings upon waking. Pay attention to recurring patterns. These may hold hidden messages from your subconscious. If seeking guidance, visualize the Eye of Horus before sleep, asking for clarity and wisdom. Over time, you may find your dreams becoming more vivid, symbolic, and insightful, offering answers beyond rational thought. 5. Aligning with the ancient wisdom of Ma'at. The deeper teaching of the Eye of Horus is about harmony with universal truth. In Egyptian spirituality, the concept of Ma'at represents cosmic balance, justice, and higher order. To embody this wisdom in daily life, live with integrity, speaking and acting in alignment with your highest truth. Seek balance in mind, body, and spirit. Just as the eye represents wholeness, cultivate harmony in your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Recognize that true power comes not from controlling the world, but from mastering your perception of it. Final thought. The bee's Eye of Horus is more than an ancient relic. It is a living key to wisdom, protection, and enlightenment. It reminds us that reality is not just what we see, but how we choose to see it. By awakening this inner vision, you step beyond illusion and into a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe. But here's the real question. If the ancients left us this symbol as a guide, are we truly using it? Or have we allowed its meaning to remain hidden in plain sight? Perhaps the time has come to open our own eyes and finally see. For thousands of years, the Eye of Horus has remained one of the most mystical and misunderstood symbols in human history. To some, it is simply an emblem of ancient Egypt, an artifact of the past. To others, it represents divine knowledge, hidden wisdom, and the ability to see beyond the illusion of reality. But what if this symbol is not just a relic of a lost civilization? What if it is a message left for us, one that still holds power today? The Eye of Horus is not about external vision. It is about inner sight, a reminder that perception shapes reality and that true wisdom comes not from seeing with the eyes, but from knowing with the soul. Throughout history, those who understood this truth, the ancient priests, the mystics, the seekers of hidden knowledge, held the key to unlocking a deeper, more powerful way of experiencing the world. They knew that to awaken the eye is to awaken oneself. And now, the question turns to you. What if everything you have been taught to see is only a fraction of reality? What if the real power lies in shifting your perception, in reclaiming the vision that was always yours? What would happen if you stopped looking at the world and instead began to truly see. The Eye of Horus is open, but the only question that remains is, are you ready to open yours?